Okay, so quick video, completely unscripted. I'm just really excited. This morning I had an epiphany, right? So yesterday I was working on something completely unrelated to the calendar system on my game. I was actually working on UI. I was trying to get this boss menu done. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty, I know, but there's gonna be time for that later on. But yeah, I kept thinking about things, what could I do for the next devlogs? November's devlog is gonna be cutscenes probably. I already have that video in the works, but I didn't know what to do for December. I could either go with UI, I could either go with sound design or music. I don't know. But then I remember I was working on the calendar system, right? And how I mentioned that I had to stop working on that because I couldn't get things figured out on how to make the actual calendar system work. And one of the things that was stopping me was that I couldn't assign the dialogues at runtime for the characters. So here's the Ayla prefab object, right? She has all these sorts of, character controller, the collision, and character 2D is great because she's a 2D character. I'm talking about the sprites here, right? These sprite-based characters on the overworld. And then, of course, you will have an NPC controller. The player doesn't have an NPC controller, but the NPCs do. So, and the NPC controller will have a dialogue associated with them. The thing is that whenever you spawn this prefab, it will have the default, placeholder dialogue, and that's not what I want. So what I did was where is it? I think it's on the scripts folder. Yeah, here we go. I made it a scriptable object, which is a Unity sort of, I don't know what to call it, like sort of storage, data storage kind of sort of object, whatever. And a day will be comprised of different periods, right? Early morning, lunch break, afternoon, like the Persona games. And then it will have this list of characters that it should spawn on each particular day. Like for example, here we have Eri, Ayla, and Mika, and they will spawn at a certain position on the map, right? Because the girls will be wandering around and be at different places at different times. And then it will try to assign a specific dialogue for that character on that particular day and that particular time, but I couldn't get it working. And this morning, as I said before, I had an epiphany. After thinking, long and hard about it last night, I think my brain, did some magic and something clicked and I could get this working. If I show you real quick. Okay, it's loading here, right? So here's Eri clone because she's a prefab. And here it is. If you look at the 2D characters prefabs here, normally Eri will have a placeholder dialogue, but the prefab that gets instantiated now has an Eri test dialogue. And when you look at that, you go talk to her and she says, "Hey newbie," and Yuri says, "Hey Eri," and yep, I got that working. So with that being said, I think it's time for the calendar system.